Hey everybody, thanks for joining in. We're going to be starting in about 2 minutes. Give a couple more people a chance to log in. So thanks for your patience, and we'll be starting in just a couple of minutes.
Okay, so did you get it?
Mine's already live, so we can hear you.
Yeah.
You're
I'm in. Thank you.
Yay!
So Dave,
All right.
I already went on there and said we're going to start in 2 minutes, which is about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So you can just go ahead and start.
Oh, okay.
Camera not on you, they can't see you. Oh,
Yeah, I'm right there.
Okay, sounds good.
Hello, everyone. Little technical difficulty to get started there, but we're going. Good afternoon. Let me know if you can hear my voice and see the screen for sure. Let Joe know. My name is Dave Brunson. I'm a home ownership counselor here at the Aurora, Oregon branch. We're south of Portland, about 20 miles, just give or take. Joe Becerra, my colleague and home ownership counselor, will be co-hosting and helping with questions. So I think Joe has something to say about that.
Yeah, just wanted to say thank you to everybody for coming on and joining with us today. Want to make you aware of a Q&A tab that you'll see at the bottom of your screen. Feel free to ask questions. We'll periodically pause and kind of go through there and answer your questions. Dave and I will do our best to answer those for you, but we definitely encourage questions. So thank you.
All right. So I'm pretty excited to show you this walkthrough through the Liberty Plan. One of the things that really makes my job exciting for me is when a couple walks in here and we're talking about a concept, a plan, and then later the house is built and we're able to do a walkthrough. It's just, to me, it's just pretty exciting. So this couple built the Liberty Plan. It's about 2,659 square feet. They went with the Traditions exterior. And they did some upgrades that really look great on the Liberty. Joe, are you able to see my screen here on the Liberty?
I'm not seeing your screen, Dave. I'm wondering if anybody can message in and see if they're able to see your screen.
Right. I can see Joe.
They say they cannot see the screen, Dave.
Oh, really? Okay. So what do we do now?
Oh, but it looks like Martin says it looks like, Martin, does it say you can see the screen? Yes, so it looks like your screen is on. So
okay.
Bob, you mentioned that you cannot see the screen. I apologize. You may need to open up just a video tab on there, but it sounds like Dave is sharing the screen.
Yeah, we got another one from Linda saying she could just see us too. Linda, can you see us now? Can you see the other screen, the plan? No, I cannot. Okay.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah. Sorry about the technical difficulties here. We're trying to get it figured out.
Yeah, share your screen at the bottom, Dave, right there in green.
Oh, maybe that was it. What it said. So let's try that. Okay.
I'm still up there, so I think we're still live.
Save. Yeah. Can you let me know if you can hear me out there? Can you see my screen now? Are you able to see my screen now? Okay. All right. So sorry about that. We'll kind of start over again here a little bit. Once we get through this technical difficulty, I am excited to show you through this the Liberty Plan. This is the Traditions that these folks built. Traditions exterior, and they chose some great upgrades. You'll see here on the first floor, this is how the house normally looks. You have your master suite on the main floor. You have your great room, dining room, kitchen, two-car garage, and it's a large two-car garage. You have your laundry mudroom here, and you have a den here.
Dave, it says all they can see is your calendar.
All they can see is the calendar? The calendar. Really?
Well, can you move all that over to this screen? Yeah, there you go now.
Yeah, okay. Can we see that?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so we'll just kind of mention this again here. So this is the Liberty Plan. This is the downstairs. You have your master suite. You have your dining room, kitchen, great room. It's a very large two-car garage. We have this model right here at the Aurora office, and we also have a mudroom here off of the garage, laundry room, mudroom, and a den. Upstairs, now this is the house when it's built standard. Upstairs, we have bedrooms 2, 3, and 4 and a very large bonus room. So, and a full bathroom here. So that would be this house with everything standard. So now I'm going to try and move this this plan over here and see if we can see it too. Can everyone see this plan? Okay, cool. Okay, so you can see they made some changes here on this plan. They added a third bay garage here. They also added the pantry here, which is a very nice feature because they did the gourmet kitchen. When you do the gourmet kitchen, it kind of takes away from the pantry that's normally there. So they added the pantry. Later in the video, you'll see where they added this stair storage. There is a lot of storage under there. You'd be really surprised about that. This is the den, the laundry room. So on the upper floor, everything's pretty much standard. They They had us frame in an opening here where in the future they might want to add French doors. So the French doors aren't there, but they had us frame it in for future French doors, and they may or may not do that. So that would be the upstairs and the downstairs of the home they built. Also, you'll notice on this page, and you'll see this in the video, they did some beautiful stonework out here on the front. I think next we'll start the video, and I'm going to need to bring it over here too. I think. Let's see if I can do that.
Hey, Dave.
Yeah.
Before you start the video, did you want to show them just the front of the Liberty on the regular Adair website?
Oh, certainly. Thank you, Joe.
Yes.
Where we at here? I was on there. Here we go. Okay. Yeah, let's look at the exterior here. So when it comes to exteriors, you actually have a choice of 5. This is the classic. And I'll show you, they went with the Traditions exterior. Now, if you wanted to, you can go with the Signature. It costs a little bit more as we go up. And then there's the Craftsman exterior. And then there's the Farmhouse exterior. Now, the interior of all 5 of those are the same. So you're just, when you look at the pricing down here, the difference in pricing is just for the exterior. That doesn't give any upgrades inside. So how does that sound, Joe?
That's great, Dave. And then Elena, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Elena has a question for you, Dave.
Yeah.
She's asking, is it typically cheaper to add a pantry closet or pantry cabinets to a kitchen plan with no pantry originally? So she's wanting to know if it's cheaper to add a closet and cabinets for a pantry if the home doesn't have a pantry standard.
Hey, that's a great question. I'd almost need to see the plan that you're looking at, because if it's a smaller home and there's not a pantry already in the plan, it's possible we could take a wall out or move something around, or you may have to add square footage to get a pantry in there. So it's really a hard question to answer because it wouldn't be the same in every case. I hope that helps a little bit, but that's how we would, your home ownership counselor would help you figure that out. Thanks for the question. Okay. Any other questions so far? No, okay. Well, let's look at the video here, and I will pause it a little bit as we go along and kind of talk about the features. This family did, I think they did their own paint job, or at least they had it done, and they did an excellent job. So here we go. So here you can see the front of the Liberty. This really shows the beautiful stonework that they did, the third bay garage that they did. Really awesome. Turned out very, very nice. We'll keep going here for a minute. Now we're walking through the front door, and I think we're going to take a left here into the laundry room, mudroom laundry room, and I'll pause it in just a second here once we go in there. So the upper and the lower cabinets are not standard. In other words, this room is just empty of any cabinetry. The sink is also added. The home normally comes with complimentary, of course, the hookups, and then there's a shelf above there. But if you want to add cabinets like they did, you can. And you're going to notice also that they went with the Craftsman trim here, and we'll see some more of that as we go along. Standard floor, standard cabinets. They upgraded the countertop.
Dave?
Yes.
Yeah, so Elena just had a follow-up question. It looks like she wanted to clarify kind of what she was asking. So her question is, to clarify, is it cheaper to add walls to create a closet for pantry use or have kitchen cabinets added for pantry type storage? So Elena, I'm gonna kind of just follow up on what Dave said. It's so unique to the floor plan that you're selecting. In some plans, there might already be some area where you don't have to add walls and maybe just remove some area that's used for something else. But typically adding a wall would probably be less money than adding cabinets. Again, we have a wide variety of cabinets that you can choose from. So it would again depend on which cabinets that you selected. But the really great thing about Adair is that when you have questions like that and you're working with a specific floor plan and you're working with a homeownership counselor to help you, what we can do for you is we can actually price out both options for you. You have, no commitment to either one of those. So then you could determine, which one you end up liking better and which price you like better. And then you could pick from either or, but we will specifically price out anything you want once you're rolling along and moving through the process of pricing out a home. I hope that helps, but it's like Dave said, it's kind of hard to just call it without seeing which plan and what you're envisioning and which cabinets, how much wall you're adding. But great question. And like I said, the great thing is we can get all that priced out for you. And then Dave, there's another question from Martin. Yeah. Martin is asking, I would like to extend the length of the garage for the Willamette home. So maybe you can touch on just expanding that garage when homeowners want to do that.
Yeah, we do that all the time, expand garages. So you would pay extra, of course, if you're going to expand the garage, but we can make it longer, wider, typically. Again, when you meet with your homeownership counselor, they can really get more specific. But actually, I've done that quite often. I've been here 10 years. This is my first virtual tour, so sorry about the technical issues at the beginning. But anyway, yeah, I mean, we can do that. Okay, so let's move ahead here.
Hey Dave, will you bring your camera down just a tiny bit?
My camera?
Yeah, towards you. There you go. Now we can see a little better. There we go. Thank you, Dave.
Is that better?
That's way better.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, here we go. So now we're going to go over to the den. I'm going to pause it right there. These are our standard complementary doors that come with the home. That's a 6-panel door. So that would be throughout this whole house here, but those are all standard there. We'll see more window wrap, and I'll talk about that a little bit later, but our windows come standard with no wrap at all. It's just sheetrock on all 4 sides. This family decided to wrap the windows. So that's what you're going to be seeing as we tour here. Now they're going to swing the camera around where you're going to see that under the stairway storage we were talking about. So there's a door here, and when you open that up, there's just all kinds of storage under that stairway. So I wanted to show you that. So now we're back out in the hall moving. I think they're going to take us to the half bath. This plan, the half bath goes underneath the stairway. It's a really good use of that space. And you're going to see in there, half baths come standard with the pedestal sink. I think in the mirror, you're just seeing a reflection of the other wall. And unfortunately, we can't see what that looks like. I wish we could. It looks like it's pretty cool. And we're coming out of there. So again, this is the Gourmet Kitchen standard cabinets. Go a little bit further here. You'll notice they did a full tile backsplash here, which is not standard. And the Gourmet Kitchen comes with 2 ovens. There's 1, here's 2. Comes with a microwave, that's 3 items. The dishwasher, the hood, and then the cooktop. So you have 6 pieces there.
Hey, Dave.
And, go ahead.
Sorry, so Martin was asking what is included in the upgraded master bath and the Gourmet Kitchen. So you just answered the Gourmet Kitchen, but I just wanted to, another thing, Martin, that's included when you do Gourmet. So it's an appliance upgrade and you get the double wall oven like Dave just mentioned, but then they do switch from standard Whirlpool appliances to Maytag. And then since we're on there, I'll just kind of, Dave, if you want to let them know what an upgraded master bath consists of.
We're going to get to a master bath here in a little bit. Should we wait till then, or?
That's perfect.
Okay, we will get to that for you there. So we'll continue on here. One thing I want you to notice here in this corner of the kitchen, they added a Lazy Susan, which makes super, you know, that space is really used really well with a Lazy Susan, but that is not standard. Now we're looking out toward the dining room. Upgraded floors. That's a great view there, yeah. You have room for bar stools under here. You'll notice the windows and the patio door has the full wrap here. They did a great job of painting. Floors are all upgraded. They're all ready for their TV. They added dependent lights over the island. The can lights in the kitchen are standard. This is the same model that we have here at our office, so you can come by and see at any time. Here's where they added that pantry feature. This used to be the pantry right here, but now they added the pantry here.
Hey, Dave?
A lot of storage space in there.
Dave, we have another question.
People had electrical plug-ins in there. Some of them want that.
We have another question, Dave, whenever you're ready. So Jane would like to know, where can we find the cabinet and countertop options?
Where can we find a what?
The cabinet and countertop options.
You mean on our website?
That's all it says on the question. I imagine she means maybe on the website or in person.
Yeah, so if you were visiting our office here, we have our design center. In fact, all of our locations have a design center. And your cabinets, you have a choice of 3 different styles, and you have 6 different stains you can choose from. So you're really complimentary. You've really got a great choice there. We do have some cabinets that are upgraded if you would want to do that. The best thing to do would be to come into one of our offices and see those.
And then Dave, just really quick, Jason also asks, what are standard corner kitchen cabinets? And I think what you showed was a standard corner kitchen cabinet. You were just mentioning what's inside those cabinets was the Lazy Susan. Is that correct?
Yeah, so those are standard cabinets that we saw, but in that corner, normally there is not a Lazy Susan option, you know, in there. So these folks added the Lazy Susan.
Thanks, Dave.
Yeah. Okay, good question. Thank you. Now we're going into the master bath. So this bathroom has been actually upgraded twice. So, well, I'll go a little bit further here. This is a tiled shower. And I think they elected not to do the tub. Okay, so let me pause for a second here. So when you upgrade to a tub shower, there's a space there, and they didn't show it real well in the video where a tub would normally go. But then you would have a tub and a shower. But then you can also then from there, because now you have a tub and a shower, now you can upgrade to tile if you want and a drop-in tub. So we'll see it. I think we'll see the standard shower tub combo upstairs here in a minute.
Hey, Dave, so
yeah,
just wanted to clarify for Martin. So Martin, when you asked what was the upgraded master bath, like Dave mentioned, standard, you get a tub shower combination. So it's a tub with a shower head there and it's one unit. And then when you go to a master bath upgrade, you get a deeper soaker tub and then you get a walk-in shower. So you take out the tub shower combo and you get a deeper soaker tub and a walk-in shower both.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Joe.
Yep.
So this is the master bedroom, master suite closet. In order to make that pantry, we had to slide the closet down a little ways into the room, but it's still a very nice sized closet. This is the master bedroom. It's very, very close within inches of a 14 by 17 room. Craftsman trim again, you'll see it there. They have the windows all trimmed out. So now we're heading back into the dining, great room, kitchen area. Beautiful home. I'm really happy for these folks. It turned out really, really nice. I might say this home barely fit on the lot that they built it on. It was a little bit of a challenge, but they got her done. So now we're heading up the stairway. You'll notice at the top of the landing there, it's an extra large window. Everybody always comments on that when they come to the model home. You may not see it all here until they come back down, but it's a large window to look out of. Then we're going to go up the rest of the stairs here, and we're going to walk in. I think we're going to go into that bonus room next. One thing I want to pause here and mention, so whenever you wrap your windows, there's a charge to do that. Your closets will get headers. So they look really, really nice. So that kind of goes along, or it does go along with that cost when you do the windows here. This is the large bonus room. Again, they've got it all set up for TV and what they want to do here. The homeowner, when it's in the stud stage, you can do any low voltage wiring you want to help get that ready. It's one of the things you can do.
Hey Dave, you want to pause right there?
Yeah.
So we're kind of waiting on the questions a little bit, but I don't want people to think that we're not answering them. So I wanted to touch on a couple of questions. So the first one is from Jane again, and she asked about where she could see the finishes. And she says she's in California, not close to an office. So Jane, what I suggest is that you could call any Adair office at all, anyone on the website, and just ask them to give you the contact information on where you're thinking about building. We build in Washington, Oregon, Idaho, and Arizona. So if you're thinking about building in any of those states, we could connect you with the local office there and then connect you with someone like Dave or I in that particular office that can still now start sharing info with you. They can, send you some links to some, finishes, maybe just send you photos that we have of finishes, but that's going to be the easiest way to connect and start getting a little bit more detailed. But you definitely want to work with someone in the area that you're going to be building in. And again, you can call any Adair office and just tell them where you're thinking about building. We'll look up what region you fall into and connect you directly with somebody at that office. And then Martin also asks that he currently lives in Illinois, and how do I get a meeting with someone to pick everything, including my lot? So Martin, you would contact our home office or, again, any Adair office. And what we could do is we could set up a virtual Zoom meeting with you. As far as the lot, Adair does not have land, but we would do the same thing. When you connect with somebody in your area that you're thinking about building in one of the 4 states I mentioned, we'll connect you with the local rep. And at that point, they can connect you with realtors that we work with that help people find land. And you would start there, but you could definitely get a personalized Zoom meeting and kind of get the whole overview and start there. And then Dave, the next one here is it says, what type of lighting in a walk-in closet?
It's a flush mount light in the closet.
Okay.
If the closet is larger, sometimes I recommend that they add another one just to really light it up good, but it's a flush mount light in the closet there.
Okay, and then another question from Jane, can outlet locations be changed?
Well, by code, they have to be in certain places. So by building code, but you can add outlets anywhere you want. People do that all the time.
Okay. And then Linda is asking, how costly is it to put electrical in the floor in the great room?
How costly is it?
Mm-hmm.
I think that outlet is around, just to estimate, around $300 or something per outlet. Okay. I have 2 in my own house, so they do come in handy.
And then Martin is asking, can I get ceiling fans and extra drop lights installed?
We do a pre-wire for ceiling fans. So with that cost, you're going to get a switch for the light, a switch for the fan, and the heavy duty bracket that you hang the fan on, but you would buy your own fan. Okay.
And then Glenn is asking, can we add a central vacuum system to the house before it is sheetrocked? Is network wiring possible?
Yes. So any low voltage wiring you can do while it's in the framing stage. You want to coordinate that with our construction superintendent. But yeah, that would be the great time to do that, or any other, like if you want to put speaker wires in or a burglar alarm system, anything low voltage you can do during the framing.
Perfect.
As long as you coordinate it.
Okay.
Okay. Is that the last question?
For now, yes, it looks like.
Okay. So if you watch my arrow here, so all of our heating and cooling vents are in the ceilings, which is fantastic. So they don't get as dirty. Kids can't drop stuff down them. And the big thing is they're not in the way of where you're going to set your furniture. So I just wanted to point that out too. Here we go. So So we're walking into the third bedroom that's upstairs, just off of that bonus room area. There's a flush mount light. There's a flush mount light. That's the type of light that goes in the closets. That's what's called a flush mount light. Again, this family did a great job painting, I think. So there's that big window down there. This is the closet where I think the furnace is. No, that's your linen closet there. Another interesting room, but I think this is for one of the children, or maybe teenager. I can't remember for sure. So then here's the other bedroom. This is the third bedroom.
Dave, so a couple more questions, Dave.
Okay, good. Good. We like questions.
Yeah, so Kelly is asking, please describe standard wall and ceiling insulation.
Standard wall and ceiling insulation?
Yes.
So you've got R49 insulation in the ceiling. You've got R21 in the walls and R30 in the floors. I know you didn't ask for floors, but let me tell you a little something. Here in Oregon, the energy code is so stringent that any builder that builds a new home has to pass that code. So the last thing that happens at one of our builds is this guy shows up that actually reports to the state of Oregon. He closes your house up tight, sets his equipment up, and to keep it simple, his equipment pressurizes your whole house, and it has to hit a certain number to pass. I'll just say 7. That's pretty close to what it is. There's 7. So the lower the number, the better. A lot of builders have trouble hitting a 7. All of them I've seen of our homes are between 4 and 5. So we do an excellent job for insulation. I've been here around 10 years, and I've never had a customer that we built for come back and say that they couldn't heat or cool their room. So pretty good. Did you have another question, Joe?
Yes, so Glenn is asking, is central heating cooling standard in the house?
Absolutely. So you actually have a choice. So if you're building in town, you might want to go with a gas furnace and AC. That would be standard. Or you could in town go with electric furnace and heat pump. There's no difference in price. We have a propane furnace and AC if you needed that. And we've got the ductless heating system if you wanted to go that route. And that might save you a little bit of money to go ductless. But anyway, yeah, and all of those come standard with the price of the home.
And then Linda is asking, do screens come with the windows?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Even though in Oregon, at least at my house, I don't hardly have a bug problem. But yeah, they all come with screens.
Okay. And then Eric is asking, how about Washington? Insulation and energy requirements in Washington, that is. I know Washington requires that same blower door test that Dave mentioned earlier. Washington requires that as well.
Yeah, we're not as familiar with Washington because we're here in Oregon, but they're pretty stringent too, and we have to pass their codes.
Hey, Dave, here's a good one for you from Peter. Okay. So he wants to know, can you professionally soundproof a room for a recording studio?
Well, that would be something we would certainly look into. I certainly wouldn't say no. I would say that we can add insulation. So when he says professionally, I'm not in that profession. I don't know what kind of insulation that would take, but I don't see why not myself.
And then Peter, the other thing that I think is an option for you. I think during the build, you're allowed to go in there and do some of your own sound insulation yourself. I'd have to double check. Dave, do you know if that's correct? I think it is.
Well, yeah, the interior walls are not insulated. So you have to coordinate that with the construction superintendent, because you can't do it until after our insulation on the exterior walls have been signed off by your jurisdiction. So we don't want to get in trouble there. And then if you coordinate it, they would let you come in and do some insulation.
That way they could, you know, like select the material that they specifically want and probably even install it themselves.
Right.
But it's something that, again, Peter, when you're working with your home ownership counselor, bring that up early. That way we can, you know, research it and get you all the great information. And then eventually you'd coordinate it so you know the allotted time that it's exposed to make it really easy for you to install that material.
Okay. Any other questions there, Joe?
Yeah, let me see. So Eric is asking, do you install flashing and still pans around the windows?
Flashing and what?
Still pans?
I don't know about the steel pans, but the windows are all flashed and ready to go per code. So.
Okay. And then we have another question.
Were you saying sill pans or still?
He may have meant sill, but it says still pans.
Yeah, well, they're done to code. They do a great job. So. Okay.
And then I believe we had this question earlier, but this is sent in again. If we select upgrades to the interior when applying for the loan and need to change or remove some before the build starts, will we be charged change order fees?
Well, see if I can keep this real simple. So whenever you come in and work with the home ownership counselor, and eventually we're gonna do a red line, what we call a red line on your plans, the changes that you want to make. A lot of builders work off of a red line. We don't, because we don't want any problems or hiccups down the road. So I send that red line to our drafting team, and about 5 or 6 days later, they send it back. And that's what we call the concept, which you've seen a little bit of here earlier. So then you look the concept over, and if that's okay, you sign off on that. Now between the red line and the concept, when the concept comes in, if you want to make some changes, then you can. But after we send that to corporate, once you sign off on the concept, there's no more changes. It just creates a lot of problems down the road. So we try and take care of all that stuff up front so we don't have that.
Yeah, and another thing I'd like to add to that is, for the person who asked this and anybody else, I think maybe what you're thinking is, you know, you select some upgrades, and then as you're going through, some unknown costs come up, maybe in your site development or things like that. Adair does a great job. What they're going to do, what we're going to do is we're going to help you get all your bids together. We're going to connect you with people who do that work for you. So you're going to have all your site development bids established first. You're already going to know the price of your land, and then you're going to build the house with your home ownership counselor the way you want, with your upgrades or modifications. So that way everything's laid out in front of you before you ever sign anything. That really separates Adair from the other builders. It leaves very little room for unknown costs to come up. But all lenders, they do have a contingency fund that they set aside when you do a loan. So that way, if you do come up with something unexpected, you hit a big boulder when you're digging your excavation, that money's already secure there for you to use. So we do a great job of protecting you before you sign anything with Adair, that all your budget is established and everything fits in the number that you're wanting to stay in. Hope that helps.
Yeah, thanks, Joe.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Yeah, oh yeah, a couple more. Here we go.
Okay.
Yeah, Eric said yes, sill pans. He didn't mean still pans. He meant sill pans. So Glenn says, if we want to go with our own custom cabinet builder for kitchen cabinets, could we do it?
Well, I would have to say no. Yeah, the only thing that you can do in the house is paint the inside, paint the outside, and low voltage wiring. If we were to possibly allow, which we're not going to do, but if we were to allow someone to say they're going to bring their own cabinets, You got to realize that on a build, we're on a timeline. And when those cabinets need to be there, they need to be there. And if there's some hiccup with your cabinet guy or whatever, and they can't be there when we need them, that creates a lot of problems. Plus, we can't warranty those. We can warranty our cabinets, but we can't warranty yours. So that's pretty much the reason.
Okay, and then another one here. So Elena, I think you were asking earlier about the, the costs of taking things out later. So I hope I kind of explained it, how we really prepare you for site development costs, so that way you don't run into going over budget. But I see your question here that says, if you want to lower the loan total by downgrading countertops or flooring. So yes, that's another thing. Kind of what I mentioned earlier, I think helps. But another great part of how Adair does their program, when you come in and select, let's say your countertops and flooring, and you upgrade those, we put a monetary placeholder in there. So when you apply for your loan, it covers those costs. But later in the process, you come in for what's called the color selection meeting. And at that point, if you want to go back to standard cabinets from your upgraded cabinets, you're able to do that. If you added engineered flooring or luxury vinyl plank and you want to go back to the standard, you can do that. So like Dave mentioned, we don't do any kind of structural changes anymore after you sign a home order. But after you sign a home order, you do have flexibility on your upgrades that are associated with finishes like countertops, flooring, things like that, cabinets. Hope that helps.
This kind of goes along with that question too, is I've had a lot of customers that maybe their budget isn't as big as some other people. They really can't afford anyway granite countertops and upgraded flooring, but they want to get as large a home as they can, and they want to get the structural stuff in place. For example, 9-foot ceilings or maybe vaulting, because you can't do that later. But I have a lot of people that will go with our standard options. They're basic but very, very nice, and they do show very nice. But then later they figure down the road, 4, 5, 6 years, they might upgrade countertops and flooring, but that allows them to get into the larger home that they want, maybe for their family size.
So Dave, another question. And first, Elena said thank you. So you're very welcome, Elena. Thank you for your questions. And we still have some more time. So if you think of more, shoot them our way. We'll do our best. Dave, Kelly has a question. Is financing only approved through Alliance?
Well, the answer is no. But the full answer is Alliance is a sister company of ours that's owned by the same family that owns Adair Homes. They have probably the best programs out there for your financing. So they come highly recommended by us. We love to get you started in that direction if we can. But no, we have other lenders. But you'd want to talk to your HOC about other lenders, because not every lender out there will work with our program because there's homeowner responsibilities, or they may not like our draw schedule. So you just want to right up front kind of get that all figured out.
Great. And then Dave, another question here. Elena says, can I vault a living room ceiling with a 9-foot plate? And I will say that, Elena, yes, you can. But Dave, do you want to describe just what comes with the 9-foot ceiling when you add that to one of our homes?
Sure. Now, you can't vault a 9-foot ceiling if it's a 2-story. So if it's a single story, you certainly can. But with the 9-foot, you're going to get a foot taller windows that come with that same price. You're going to get taller upper kitchen cabinets, about 6 inches. And a big thing for a lot of people is your garage door goes from a 7-foot to an 8-foot door. So those come complementary with that cost for that upgrade.
Okay. And then just really quick, it looks like Dina or Deanna, it says hello, and it looks like your question may have been cut off. So oh, there she is. Okay. The basic square foot price for the home is around 100. How much would a finished detached garage run?
Well, it's according to what size. So, correct. I mean, it's kind of hard to just throw a number out there. Yes. I think we do have one. I'm trying to remember the size of it that's priced out, but again, you could talk with your home ownership counselor, tell them what size. So not only size, but, you know, I mean, how many doors, how many, do you want windows? I mean, there's all kinds of things that can go into that. So we could certainly get you a price then.
Great, thanks, Dave. She says 40 by 60-ish. But again, Deanna, like Dave mentioned, there's so much variables that could go into that. Definitely, we'll get you a set price before you commit to anything, and then at that point you could yes or no that garage. But definitely, like Dave said, talk to the home ownership counselor, because that way we can get it detailed for you, and you're not guessing. You have a definite number.
Correct. Any other questions there, Joe?
Not yet.
All right, we're getting close to the end here. Let's continue on here. So this is the full bathroom upstairs. They went with the brushed nickel upgrade on their lighting, their plumbing, and then here's another view of the front of the house. I think it's going to swing around to the back. I might mention that we are 100% hardy siding, and in Traditions, your front windows are trimmed. That's 100% hardy also. So keep that in mind. There's the back of their home. Okay, that's pretty much the video. Any other questions out there?
Yes, Dave. So Glenn is asking, what is the cost of the additional pantry option for the kitchen? So Dave, you can probably give them the price for the Liberty.
Yeah.
But Glenn, keep in mind that it varies from plan to plan, but I think Dave has the number there for the particular Liberty plan.
Yeah, you're around 2,800 to 3,000 for the pantry option that goes in this house.
Great. And then Linda is asking, can we bring in different mirrors for the bathroom?
Say that again, Joe.
Can we bring in different mirrors for the bathrooms?
You can certainly do that after we're finished.
Okay. Awesome. And then Jane says, thank you. And you're very welcome, Jane. Thank you for your questions. Jane's also asking, do you have landscaping? So Dave, you want to answer that one?
Sure. Yeah. We do not do landscaping, but you can certainly put that in your budget and get a bid for whatever you want done. But yeah, Adair doesn't do any landscaping.
Okay. So, okay, another question here. Kelly is asking, item 6 on Adair's steps to success mentions the deposit and engineering fees are required to be paid. What are the engineering fees?
Well, you may not have an engineering fee. I would say out of 10 orders, I might have 2 or 3 that have an engineering fee. An engineering fee is created when, for example, if you're going to take, if you're going to add a window to a wall, right? So to meet code, walls have to have, the walls have to have so much shear strength. You take a piece of wall out and put a window in, now you don't have that shear strength. So now it's got to be engineered and some other things done to compensate for that. That could create an engineering fee there. But does that answer the question?
Yeah, I think that does a great job, Dave. And I would just say, Kelly, another great thing about Adair is that we do charge engineering fees anytime you make modifications that require an engineer to sign off on them. But the great thing about Adair is that our engineering fees also have a cap. So once you've made enough modifications that you're capped out at what we charge, which is a very minimal cap, it doesn't matter how many more engineering fees there are involved in your modifications, they all fall under that set established price, which a lot of people like that because I believe it's only $1,750, and a lot of people do, you know, $5,000 to $8,000 to $10,000 worth of engineering changes, and all their charge is $1,750. And like Dave mentioned, if it's just one engineering fee, it would just be $500. But again, the great thing is as you're going through the process with your home ownership counselor, all those changes will be priced for you. you'll see the engineering fees right in front of you for what you're considering doing, and you can make a decision if you want to add that to your home or not.
And our standard home price includes our homes are already drafted and engineered. It's just when you're wanting to make a change,
Correct.
You might have an engineering fee.
Right. And then Dave, Linda says, can you install pellet stoves?
Well, you can install that after the build. A pellet stove is so easy to do because you can actually punch that right out the wall. You don't have to have a chimney going up or anything. Okay. So whoever is selling the pellet stove to you, they can come install that pretty easy, but it can't be done during the build.
Okay. And then Martin and Kelly both say thank you very much, and you're very welcome. Thank you so much for the questions, and I'm glad that we could help. Glenn is asking, what do you use for plumbing materials? PEX or what else?
Well, it used to be called PEX, and my mind just went blank. It's the newer version of PEX, but it's the PEX material like.
Okay.
Whirls Bowl, I think I'm kind of going blank on that, but yes.
And you're welcome too, Linda. Linda says thank you.
Yes.
So any other questions out there? We're coming up right about about 2 or 3 minutes left. We could run over, but I know everybody's got stuff to do out there in the real world. So we're definitely open to take more questions if you have any more.
Okay, well, we want to thank everyone that came on the virtual tour. I apologize again for the start. It's my first one, and we had some technical difficulties, makes it a little hard, but I think we got through it.
Dave, one more real quick. It says, Peter says, do you, oh, there's a couple more questions. Good, they're coming in. That's great. Do you, I think he missed a word there, but it sounds like he's saying, do you have any kind of stoves or just fireplaces?
Well, we can add a wood stove. It's a lot less expensive if it's a single level home.
Okay.
As far as a fireplace where you have the chimney outside, you know, we don't do those at all. But you could add a wood stove, pellet stove, and you can talk to your HOC counselor about the best avenue for you on those upgrades.
Sure. And then Dave, Kelly is asking, please talk about issues with sloped property.
Well, our pricing is based on a flat level lot. So it's amazing when you go out to a piece of property and you kind of stake out the corners of the home, it takes up a lot of area. And all of a sudden, when you thought it might be flat, maybe there's a foot or two difference. In some cases, even more. I had one recently that's 6 feet. But yeah, that creates a lot of extra cost for foundation. If you get over a certain height, then that has to be engineered. You could get into some other issues as far as retaining walls. You know, it's going to create extra excavation. So a slope lot is always going to cost more money.
And Kelly, I'll kind of just follow up to Dave on that. Keep in mind that Adair does that free site evaluation for you. So before you officially buy a property, or if you already own property, you work with your home ownership counselor and they'll set up a free site evaluation for you from one of our construction experts. And they're actually going to call you and set up a time to meet you at the property. And at that property, they're going to discuss, at that visit, I'm sorry, they're going to discuss placement of the home, sloping that you may have to, you know, incur during the build. They're going to, you know, they're going to research with you and kind of, you know, brainstorm any ideas they can where, like Dave said, the excavator could maybe get it fairly flat. If they know that there's not going to be a way to get it completely flat, then they will discuss with you how much they anticipate additional foundation would be for that particular lot. And that way, again, you're not guessing at any of those numbers before you officially go forward with signing any kind of paperwork to build. Or if you haven't bought the property yet, you still have a chance to walk away from that property if it's not the right property. And then like Dave mentioned, our houses do come with a standard foundation already. So there's, you know, there's going to be no cost, but with sloping, there's going to be additional cost, but you'll know about those. Dave,
Yeah.
Glenn is asking, what is the height of the crawl space under the house?
Well, by code, you have to have 18 inches. So on a flat level lot, you would have 18 inches unless you wanted to add extra foundation to make it taller.
And then Kelly asks, are crawl spaces lined?
There's a lot of counties in our area that require radon protection, and to do that, we have to line the floor with a real thick vinyl that's going to collect that radon gas and take it out a different spot. But other than that, I don't believe so. That would be a cost for you. Now there might be gravel, but we don't line them.
Okay, so Dave, we're right at about an hour and 1 minute in there. I know we started just a little bit late, but just to respect people's time, you know, I think we'll probably, you know, just end the video. But the one thing that I want to encourage everybody to do is, it looks like everybody's taking advantage of our website. You know, really utilize that website. Adair just has a great website, tons of information. And then, like I said, when you click on there, it will give you our different offices. So you can click right on there and get the direct contact for the area that you're thinking about building in. And just call right in and ask to speak to a homeownership counselor. And you can start getting that one-on-one help to answer all your questions. And again, I just wanted to, you know, reiterate that we do a great job of helping you before you commit to the loan itself, to the land that you're considering buying, and to sign any kind of home orders. Everything is disclosed in front of you before you make decisions. And I'm really confident that that separates us from all the other builders. And I encourage just anybody that's thinking about building to take advantage of the Adair system. Let us work for you for free, and give us a call. And again, if you're not sure which office to contact any office and just let them know where you're thinking about building. We'll be happy to give you the direct number to the office that can help you.
Okay, thanks, Joe. Thanks, everyone. We appreciate you.
And again, Dave and I are in the North Willamette office. So if you have any questions, you could call Dave or I directly as well.
Sure.
Thank you.
All right. Is that it?
That's it. Thanks, Dave.
Okay, thanks, everyone. Have a great
day.
day.
Thank you.